Welcome to this coaching call number 31. In this coaching call, I will be covering the keywords of the PgMP and the questions that are expected to come in the exam. So if we just focus on the keywords here, and then everything will be clear to all of you. From the program strategy alignment, the most important document that we are getting is the program business case, program charter, and the program roadmap. In the business case, the keywords are economic feasibility, validity of the benefits, justification of the resources, cost benefit analysis, success criteria, alternative solutions, formal declaration, and the most important, and the few other words, but the most important concept is that it is a first document that we are making in our program. It is a bridge between the organizational strategies, organizational goals that we have, and our program. So whenever he talks to you about something which is at the organizational level, coming down to my program level, it will be the program business case, and this is the first document in which we are going to start our program. Any, if Rajan or Ibrahim, if you have anything to add in any of the words from your questions, please speak it out. Okay.
Sure. Yeah, sure.
In the program, then the next topic is the program charter. At this moment, we already have the business case in our hand. The keyword here is authorization of the program management team, program manager. Then it defines the program scope. This is important because in the business case, we don't have the scope till now. Key stakeholders, success factors, high level benefits, high level risk objectives is every time is there. So in the charter, the keywords again are authorization, scope, and the key stakeholders. Then comes the program roadmap. At this moment, we already have the business case and charter with us. Then we need to make the chronological representation of a program's intended direction, linkage between the business strategy and the program work, the pace at which the benefits are realized, program progress whenever we need to make the how much has been delivered, what is going to be delivered, it is coming in the program roadmap, return of investment or something like that. So here the key concept is that whenever he takes you about when you are going to deliver something, which document will indicate us what will be the pace at which the benefits are going to be delivered. When he will say you about incremental delivery of some benefits, everything will be covered in the program roadmap. Then we have the environmental assessments. It is same like EF, nothing to worry about. Then we have the program risk management strategy, in which we have the program risk thresholds, risk management, initial program risk assessment, and program risk response strategy. Here, from the topic of risk, you will get minimum 5 to 10 questions. Just keep in mind the first step is identify the benefits, identify the risks. So you make the risk register. Then you analyze the risk, you prioritize the risk, you do qualitative and quantitative analysis. After that, you make the risk response strategy. And the risk can be identified at any phase or any level of the program. And when wherever, whether you are in the program delivery phase, program closure phase, whenever you identify the risk, it will go to the risk register. Okay, that is a key concept to keep in mind. Then in the echo of this thing, we have initial program assessment, high level roadmap, which is different from the normal program roadmap. In the high level roadmap, we have my initial and preliminary estimates. Then high level roadmap set a baseline for program definition. Then we have a program mission statement, evaluate the organization's capability to assess the alignment. Then we have high level financial and non financial benefits, evaluate program objectives, and obtain leadership approval. So this is all from the eco. In the eco, as I told you, just remember the keywords. Most important here are the high level roadmap, normal roadmap, baseline document. Okay. Anything you want to add in this strategy alignment, or any questions that you are getting in which there are some other keywords? Rajan or Ibrahim, anyone?
No, nothing else.
No, nothing from it.
Okay, good. Then we have program benefits management. Again, here the main concept is to first have the benefits identification, then we go to the next steps. So whenever you identify the benefits, it will go into the benefit register. It collects and lists the planned benefits, measure and communicate the delivery of benefits. It is developed based on the business case. At this level, keep in mind we already have the business case, charter, and roadmap with us from the strategic element domain. But when we go to the program formulation phase, this is the identification is the first document in this thing. Mapping of the planned benefits to program components, KPIs, risk assessment, status, target dates, who is responsible, and for what. And Rajan, one thing today morning you asked me the question about the component closure. Is it clear?
No, actually, maybe once you finish this, we can go to that question.
No, I'm just saying about that we have to talk about the benefits also for the at the component level. Okay.
Yeah, can you share your screen with that WhatsApp thing if we can go to that question?
Okay. Only one moment.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we do the benefit analysis and planning, in which we make the benefits management plan, defining and prioritizing program components and the interdependencies, KPIs, establishing a performance baseline, updating positive and negative risks. Then we do the quantification of incremental benefits. We have the timing of the delivery of benefits, qualification of intangible benefits, and quantification of resulting benefits. Then the benefits management plan is also used during the benefits delivery phase to verify that benefits are being realized as planned while providing feedback to the program stakeholders and the program steering committee. Okay, then we have the benefits management plan. It has some key documents that we can go through it, define the processes, formally document the activities, how and when benefits are to be expected, the baseline document that guides the delivery of benefits, identifies associate activities, transition to an operational state. Then we have KPIs, roles and responsibilities and everything. Only keep in mind from chapter number 8 also, whenever we are talking about any plan, it will basically tell you how something is to be done. Okay. For the benefits management plan is also the same thing, how we are going to deliver the benefits, what will be the planning, what will be the concept, who will be the roles and responsibilities facilitating us in achieving the desired benefits. So the plan, any type of plan has the same basic concept, how something is to be done. Then comes the benefit delivery phase, ensures the program delivers the expected benefits as defined in the benefits management plan, monitoring organizational environment, objectives and benefit realization to ensure that the program remains aligned with organization's strategic objectives, initiating, performing, transitioning and closing the components, because we are in the program delivery phase, which is in the program benefit delivery phase. So the all the components of the program will go through its complete life cycle. This is very important concept. Rajan and Ibrahim, this concept of component is clear to all of you in the questions?
Yeah.
Yes, clear.
Okay. Because this will be a lot of questions coming from this concept of the in which phase we are operating with the components. Okay. Recording the program progress in the benefit register and reporting to the key stakeholders as directed in the program communication plan. Benefit analysis, planning and delivery have a cyclic relationship. This is clear. Yes, Ibrahim.
Yeah, I'll just take 30 seconds.
Yeah.
So when it comes to risk, right, project level risk, if it is a single component or a single project, where if any risk comes in, then that project manager is responsible for that to handle that risk. If it is interdependent, multiple projects or a component, then program manager has to incorporate that. Is my understanding correct?
If that risk is only affecting that project, then it's the project manager level. The second concept, if it is interdependent or it needs to be escalated, that cannot be handled by the project manager and he needs to escalate it to the program level, then program manager will be involved. So it means program level, it will become a program level risk if it is set two options. Number one, as you said, is interdependent, means other projects are also affected, or if it has to be escalated to the top level.
Got it. Thanks. Yeah.
Okay. Benefits and program governance. Key aspect is to consider whether program components and even the program as a whole are uh, still viable. The resulting benefits review required analysis of the plan versus actual factors. So we have to every time see that we are delivering that value is being delivered and the strategic alignment is always there. Then we have a benefit transition phase. Ensure program benefits are transitioned to operational areas and can be sustained once they are transferred. So, and then we have benefit transition activities. It's very simple, nothing to worry about. This most important is the benefit sustainment phase. Benefits may be sustained through operations, maintenance, and new components. It's the only activity which will be continued even the program has been closed. Okay. Who is responsible to make the plan is the program manager, but who is responsible to actually sustain the benefits is the operational department or some any other thing which is not the scope of the program. But the budget will be made within our program. So whenever he talks to you about anything which has to be done even after the program has been closed, it's only the benefit sustainment activity. And if you need to make a business case for the new component or new program, so in order to continue our own realized benefits, the business case can also be prepared in this document. So we have to keep in mind whether he's talking about our own program business case, then it will be in the program formulation phase. If he is talking about a new program and new projects to respond to operational issues, it will be in the benefit sustainment phase or in the program closure phase. Then we have this eco in this also. Benefit realization plan is same, sustainment plan, monitoring the benefits. The task number 6 is very important. Maintain a benefit register and record the program progresses to report the benefit to stakeholders via the communication plan. Update benefits realization and sustainment plans and develop a transition plan for operations. Is it clear? Benefit, any question in this?
Yeah.
Clear.
Okay. Then we have program stakeholder engagement. Again, the first step is to identify the stakeholders. It will go into the stakeholder register. And this is applicable at any phase of the program. Whenever the stakeholder is identified, it has to go to the stakeholder register, in which we will have the list of stakeholders, categorizes their relationship to the program, ability to influence the program outcome, degree of support, attributes. It is a sensitive document, so it's not a public document. This we have to keep in mind. Then who are the key stakeholders? One is the program sponsor. He provides resources and support for the program and is accountable for enabling the success. So whenever he talks to you about the stakeholder who is accountable, it's a program sponsor. Champion for the program, secure funding and remove barriers and obstacles just like a leader. Then program steering committee of the program governance board, it has the authority to approve or close the program. So whenever in the question the tone is coming to get approval, the best case would be to or to go phase gate review to decide whether to go to the next step or not step. It will be in the program steering committee or the program governance board. Project manager is only responsible for a specific component of one project. He has nothing to do at the program level. Then we have a program management office. It standardizes the program related governance processes, facilitates sharing of resources, methodologies, tools, and techniques, provides centralized support, and facilitates governance practices. As in, I explained you in the hierarchy, we have a portfolio manager, program manager, project manager, and project team. So going from top to bottom. Whereas PMO considered it to be at the side, which is providing the support to multiple programs, not only to your own program. Okay, so it can be providing a support to multiple programs. Customers, suppliers, regulatory agencies. When I tells you about mandatory standards, legal standards, that is a must to be followed. This is coming from the regulatory agencies. Then we do the program stakeholder analysis, in which the most important is the stakeholder map and the power interest grid. Important concept from power interest grid is a two-dimensional grid. Whenever you are analyzing only two features of a stakeholder, you must use power interest grid. Wherever he talks to you about multiple aspects of the program of the stakeholder to be analyzed or realized, it is in the stakeholder map. So whenever the answer must only be power interest grid or this stakeholder map, depending on the condition. Program stakeholder engagement planning, we make a stakeholder engagement plan so that we can see how we are going to engage our stakeholders. Stakeholder engagement plan contains detailed strategy, guidelines, engaged in various components, defines the metrics, measure of participation, active or passive support, measure the effectiveness, and provide the program documentation. So it's very simple. Then we do the actual stakeholder engagement, in which we are actually talking to the stakeholders, keeping them engaged, keeping them updated, and all the interactions are logged so it can be used by multiple people. Impact analysis is used to understand the urgency and probability of stakeholder issues and determine which issues could turn into program risks. Then we do the program stakeholder communication, in which we provide the information sharing. A strategy is crafted for each stakeholder. Communication requirements are to be followed. Questions from various stakeholders have to be written, and decision-making stakeholders must be provided with appropriate information so they are able to make the right decisions. And then when we come to the echo of this domain, we have to identify the stakeholders and create the stakeholder matrix. Is very important because only word used in the echo when we document their position. So this is a stakeholder matrix. Then we provide a stakeholder management plan or engagement plan, is the same thing. Maintain visibility, maintain communication, evaluate risks, and risk is always according to the risk management plan, whatever is the type of the risk. And we have to foster the relationships, communicate with them, build a trust with the stakeholders to provide their support for the program, because once our stakeholders are satisfied, our program will be successful. So any question or something which is not clear in the stakeholder domain, which is giving you troubles in the questions?
No. Thanks.
Okay, good. And in the questions, you are not getting confused with the option of program manager, steering committee, and sponsor. This is clear to both of you, right?
Yes, it is clear.
From the keyword, this very straightforward. Okay. Program governance. And one more thing in the questions, whenever he is giving you the tone, you means he will be referring to you that you are a program manager. Okay, 99% of the time. He will never say you that you are a program sponsor or you are a member of the steering committee or you are a project manager. So only just keep in mind this conceptual thing that whenever he is referring to you, then you are always a program manager, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
So in that case, you have to be seeing your role, whether what information you are providing with the program steering committee, how you are communicating with the project managers, how you are coordinating with the sponsor.
Also, Samiji, one point, like in the question, like when it says what is the next step, or what you do the first, like both are same, or like next and first?
No. When he says that what you will be the first thing, it means that you have to look into the program formulation surface. If you have to make a business case, you have to identify the stakeholders, you have to identify the benefits, you have to identify the risk. This is the first thing that we are doing, means in the program formulation phase, not even in the program planning surface. Okay, first is always you have to consider the option could only be business case, make a stakeholder register, identify, make a risk register, benefit register, governance policies. This can only be the first step. When he says you what will be the next step, it means you have already done something. Then only you have to figure out that thing what is already given in the question. If you have identified the stakeholders, the next step will be to analyze them, making a stakeholder interest grid, power interest grid, something. If you have, he's talking about the risk, it means that the risk must already be identified. The next step would be to identify, analyze, prioritize the risks. Okay, if he says that business case is there, it means the next step would be to make either a charter or the roadmap depending on the question. So this is a big hint. What should be done first is, or can only be something from the program formulation surface. And when he's saying you what you will do next, it means that you are out of the, most probably out of the formulation phase, and you have to see what has been done till now and what will be my next step.
Got it. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, in the program governance, first on the top we have portfolio, then program, and then projects. We have to do governance policies and practices, governance oversight and support, governance control, integration, and decision making. And when we go from top to up, we make a performance reports, change requests, escalated issues and risks, benefits, capability delivery, product or service. Then we do effective program governance. Governance is nothing but only making a monitoring and controlling of your program to make sure that it follows the intended direction and it always remain aligned with your strategic objectives. Then when we make a program governance practices, the first step will be the program governance plan. We describe the systems and methods to be used to monitor, manage, and support a given program. Yes, Ibrahim?
I'll take 30. So
Yes.
in the governance, like how can a program manager recommend to have a governance or a steering committee? Some of the question I saw that program manager can recommend to have a steering committee with, there may be a multiple organization where how many in the multiple organization the governance committee has to be there, one committee or two or three, like that. Some questions I saw. If you could throw some light, that would be helpful.
So, what is the question? How program manager can recommend? Right?
He is saying in the initial marks, there are some questions like there is one company and there is another company that is getting involved. So what would be the best choice? And that best choice would be actually 3 steering committees, one separate for company A and company B, and then for the combined thing, there'll be one steering committee.
Yes. So for that thing, from that perspective of the question, the first thing is that you are a program manager. So okay. So all the recommendations will be coming from the program manager. There you have to keep in mind, because he cannot make any decision. He can only provide the guidance what is going on in the program. And secondly, about the steering committees, project can have a steering committee, but at the program level, we need to have one program steering committee who can coordinate, communicate, and make the decision for us. Is it clear?
Maybe I'll add something here.
Yes.
So when you say recommend, governance is not going to take any decision in terms of, they are not going to be a solution provider. As a program manager, you have to give choices, you have to provide solutions, and that solution is just vetted by the governance. Governance cannot give you directions of what needs to be done. It will just check whether it is as per the organization rules. So when the question says recommendation, as a program manager, I am making changes to the schedule, I am altering the cost, making changes to the budget. So you just make a recommendation here, then the governance committee will look whether it is valid and then approve it.
That means from the other perspective, the approval will come from the program steering committee, but the documentation, procedures, working, making a feasibility report has to come from the program manager. For example, I can recommend that to do this work I need $100. I can, and I am a program manager. Okay, I will make a recommendation to the steering committee. Okay, this is a new program. For this, I need $100. I need 2 months to do it. I need 10 people to do it, and I can start it in 1 month. This is a recommendation coming from the program manager to the program steering committee. Then ultimately, steering committee will give the approval, not approval, add something in that, and then give the go ahead to the program manager to proceed with this work. So this is basically the concept that is going on. Recommendation means providing a complete solution, but presenting it to the approval to the steering committee. Is it clear, Ibrahim?
Yes.
Okay. Then we are talking about the program governance plan. It describes responsibilities of specific roles, for ensuring the timely and effective use of those systems. Roles and responsibilities, accountability and authority. It contains a schedule of anticipated program related governance meetings. It serves to influence the program management plan, defining the program's requirements for governance interactions, dependencies, assumptions, and everything like that. Okay. So governance establishes the minimum acceptable criteria for a successful program and the methods by which those criteria will be measured, communicated, and endorsed. Escalation processes can be within or outside the program, nothing to worry about. Then program quality governance. It is normally performed at the component level and is therefore governed at that level. Only for the quality you have to keep that is governed at the component level. Minimum quality criteria, then we do QA and QC activities, and program level quality assurance and quality control. Change governance reviews, it's very simple. Okay, program periodic health checks. They are held between decision point reviews or phase gate reviews, assessing a program's ongoing performance and progress toward the realization and sustainment of the benefits. So the decision is not made in the health checks, it's only reviewing it. The decision will come into the phase gate review. It's a very important concept. Program component initiation and transition. Steering committee approval is required prior to the initiation of individual components. Upon initiation of a new component, all program level documentation and records dealing with the component should be updated to reflect any change to the effective components. Approval is required for the transition and closure. Okay. Then we have a program closure. Steering committee reviews and make decisions on recommendation for the program closure. Regardless of the cause for termination, the closure procedures should be implemented. Final program report is also presented. Then the governance roles are same: steering committee, sponsor, steering committee, PMO, project manager, and the program manager. The operational manager will always collaborate with the program manager. Governance design and implementation. We actually implement that governance design, and there can be a lot of environment, nothing to worry about. Legislative decision making, alignment with portfolio and organizational hierarchy, program delivery, contracting, risk of failure, strategic importance, funding structure. And when we come to the eco, here the important are that we have to make management standards and structure when something is not existing, governance model structure that conforms program practices, obtain authorization and approval through stage gate reviews or phase gate reviews to proceed to the next phase of the program, evaluate KPIs to monitor benefits throughout the program lifecycle, program management information system to manage the program information and communicate status to the stakeholders, regularly evaluate new and existing risks that impact the strategic importance, present an updated risk management plan, establish escalation procedures to ensure risks are handled at the appropriate level. This will be very 2 or 3 questions from the escalation issues. Information repository, apply lessons learned to both existing and future projects, monitor the business environment and program integration management plan to ensure operational alignment with the program strategic objectives. That's it for the governance. Any question?
No.
So for the program lifecycle, I will not go into the details in this call, otherwise every other 4 domains will get confused. Only for the program lifecycle, we have to just remember we have 3 phases: program definition phase, program delivery phase, program closure phase. Under the program definition phase, we have program formulation subphase and program planning subphase. In the program formulation and then in the program delivery phase, we are talking about the complete life cycle of the every component. Yes, Ibrahim.
Yeah, there is some question which says you are in a program preparation, which means it's the program planning, right?
No, you program planning, program preparation, we have to see at which mode he is talking about. But in the exam, he will only use this words, either definition, formulation, or planning.
Okay.
If you are making in the preparation, if you are making business case, charter, something, it means you are in the program formulation phase. If he is talking about something plan, then you are in the program planning phase.
I think if I remember correctly, it says you are in a program preparation phase. So
then we have to see what we are doing inside that.
okay, yeah.
Okay, so these are all major terms, but in this thing, when you don't get the right actual word, you have to see what work is being done. Then actually we can identify what we is talking about. In the program delivery phase, we have component authorization and planning, oversight and integration, and transition and closure. This is for all the 3 steps. Important concept, whether it's a program or a sub project, it will go through its complete life cycle. If it is a project, it will go to initiation, planning, monitoring and controlling, executing and closing phase. If it is a program, it will go to the complete program definition phase, program delivery phase, and the program closure phase. In the program formulation phase, we have business case, charter, roadmap. Program planning phase, we have program management plan, component authorization, oversight, and in the closure phase, we have lesson learned, final program report, and program sign off. So any question which, okay, when we're talking about these steps, same business case, charter, roadmap, environmental assessment, and risk management strategies. In the program benefits management, we have benefits identification, benefit analysis and planning, benefits delivery, transition and sustainment, only step going out of the program. In the governance, we have governance practices, governance roles, governance design and implementation. In the stakeholders, identify stakeholder analysis and stakeholder engagement planning. Then we do stakeholder engagement and communication throughout the program. So any question, Ibrahim and Rajan, till now, which is disturbing you?
No, I am okay.
And before the mocks, you are reviewing this master sheet, right? And this is helping you in identifying the keywords. And at this moment, as you are already in the final mock step, as I told you before, the most important thing is that you must be able to read the question and identify what he is trying to ask you. That's the only target of doing this mocks, final mocks that you are doing. In your second to third attempt, the result should go around 80 to 85%. It will be getting better and better, and you must be able to pick the keywords, pick the tone of the question. That's all. Then everything will be okay. Any question, Rajan?
Swami, can you share the WhatsApp question that I had?
Okay, I will share it. Ibrahim, any question?
No, I am good.
Let me open the WhatsApp. In the meantime, if you want to add something, please say.
So Ibrahim, you're doing your final marks. So how
Yes,
many marks? Okay. So
yes.
how many marks have you completed till now?
I completed all 5 marks, final 5 marks.
Okay.
Yeah, second, I started second try. So yeah, that is where I am.
So how was your score on the average?
The first time when I tried, almost around 65 to 70% around. Some were more than 70, some were around 67, like that. But in the second try, it's much better. I'm confident.
Okay. So when are you planning to write the exam?
I scheduled my exam on 7th of November. Sorry, 6th.
Or can you see my screen?
An exam in
on 11th.
Oh,
November 11th.
Okay, you are. Can you see my screen?
So you started your mock?
Yeah, I started my mock. I have completed on 2-3 the first attempts. 4 and 5 are pending.
Your scores like getting in the first try?
70 something, like what you said. Only one in that 55 marks I scored around 67 or something.
So for everybody, as I told you, to all of you, it will be between 65 to 75% in the first step. So it means, because the preparation that all of you do is always at the same, the Gaussian curve, 65 to 75%.
Yeah. Okay, give me some time. I will just read it and put my understanding.
Okay.
Here. Okay. So now you are in the closure phase. Okay. and all the program benefits have been delivered within the above context, what will you do to transition the program? So first thing that what I understand here is that you are in program transition and not in component transition, and you are in closure phase. Closure phase will have both program transition and program closure. Now I go to the full question. Tech is an organization for an information technology. They have awarded one of the most important programs with the Ministry of Finance. You are the program manager of the program, and the customer is happy with the program performance. Now you are in the closure phase, and all the program benefits have been delivered. Within this above context, what will you do to transition the program? So my understanding here, when they say what will you do to transition the program, is what is the exit criteria, or what are you going to do in this program transition, not in the component transition. Now I go to the first option. Close all components under contracts. You don't close any component during program transition. You only check whether all components are transitioned successfully or not. So option A is transfer the program immediately to the customer since the happy with the program performance is rolled out completely.
Yes.
Present the final performance report to the governance board. Now you are only in program transition. So there will be a steering committee which is going to approve this program transition. Once the steering committee approves, again it goes to this program closeout entry. Once they're all ready, then you actually do the closeout activity. Only in the closeout activity, you actually present the final performance report. Everybody discusses, and then they update again with the lessons learned and the thing. So again, I will rule out this because you are still in program transition. The fourth option that what is saying is complete transition of all program components. So here what I understand is you are checking whether all the program components are completed, are meeting conditions as required.
Okay, my question to you is that how many phases of the program do we have?
3.
Program definition, program delivery, program closure. Agreed?
Yes.
At which, you know, a lot of times in the question you said we are in the program transition phase. So what is your understanding of the program transition phase, whether you are in the delivery phase or the closure phase?
Program transition.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Can you hear me? Yes.
Yes.
So program transition transition will happen only in the program closure stage.
Okay. So okay, I'm can you see my screen now from the master sheet, this picture?
No, we are only seeing the.
No?
Yes.
Yeah.
I referred to the question to this life cycle, okay? Here he is talking about you are in the program closure phase. Okay.
Correct.
So it means, and he's talking about the benefits have been delivered, something like that. So you are actually talking about the benefits transition, right? Every time you're referring to benefit transition and benefits statement. So once he is giving you the hint you are in the program closure phase, it means this component level things, because the transition of the components is in the program delivery phase. Transition and closure of the component is in the program delivery phase.
I want to interject here. So I am able to differentiate between component transition and program transition. Both are different. I am able to understand it. So component transition is altogether different. We are not talking about component transition here. We are only talking about program transition.
Yes.
So if you see in the question, I will not pick option C because you're still in program transition. Only once the steering committee approves that you are ready to go out and do the closeout activities, once the program steering committee approves it, in the closeout activities, there is one activity which is called the option, that is what is given in option C. That's my
No.
contention.
No, okay. If you don't select option C, is another question. The point is that we cannot select option number D because he is talking about the program components. Once
No,
you
no,
are
no.
in the,
He's not talking. One second. Can you go to that question? So what I
yes,
understood from that question is, he is saying whether it has met the condition, like all component transitions are completed or not. So the tone of this option D is complete the transition of all program components. That,
no,
and if you
no,
go to
no.
the last one, what
You
will
see,
you do to transition the program? So if I have to transition the program, all the components should be completed. That's my understanding.
okay, okay, but here you say now you are in the closure phase.
Correct,
eh,
correct. So
eh,
hold on. So, correct. I get your point. Sorry to interrupt. So in program closure, first part is your program transition plus your program closure.
yes,
So that's what he's trying to say here.
he's saying now you are in the closure phase and all the program benefits have been delivered. Within the above context, what will you do to transition the program?
What
So,
will you do? What is the exit criteria? What will you do?
yes, what
To
is
start my program transition, what I
Mhm.
should do? To start my program transition, I should make sure that all program components are completed and meets the condition.
No, but if till now your program components are not transition, how you went to the closure phase?
No, no, you're getting the question. So within the above context, what will you do to transition? That means, what is the first step? If I have to start the program transition, what should I do? I should complete all my components transition first if I need to start the program transition.
Yeah, Rajan, your understanding from that perspective is okay if you go in a hierarchical mode, but you have to see that you are already in the closure phase. You cannot touch now anything of the component level. This is what I'm trying to say.
Okay, now for argument's sake, let's say option D is wrong. Now let's do option C.
Okay.
Can I pick during program transition? Can I say final performance report will be done?
Yes, you see here.
Not during program transition.
Wait, wait. When we are talking about, we are here in the program closure surface. What are the documents? Final program report is here.
No, we
Performance
are not
report.
talking about. We are not talking about program closure is an higher umbrella. They came back again to pin down saying that during transition, what will you do? During transition, I cannot say that you are going to present a performance report, right? That's my question.
No, from that perspective, you are right. But the only thing, this can be ambiguous question. I agree. But the only concept that I want you to make sure is that once you are in, forget the question. Okay, forget the question.
Yeah.
But one principal thing we have to understand is that when I am going in the program closure phase, I cannot look into the component level things. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. So if I am already in the program closure phase, it means that all the components have been delivered, transition and closed also. So once he is saying me that you are in the program closure phase, what should you do next? So in that case, option, the answer cannot be anything related to the component level. There's the only thing to understand first. Do you understand this? If you see, if you are in the, now you are in the closure phase and all the program.
Can you go to the? We are not able to see the screen now. We are only seeing the logical video.
Now, I think there's some internet problem.
Yeah.
Now,
yeah. Yes.
Now you are in the closure phase and all the program benefits have been delivered. Within the above context, what will you do to transition the program? So
now
whatever,
I am you are in closure phase.
yes,
Transition phase is the initial step. Once the
yes,
transition phase is complete, then again you go to the PSC to get clearance to start the closeout activities. I have not got the clearance now based on the last thing. You are still in transition. So my point is option C is not cannot be the one. That's my point.
Okay, okay. Option C cannot be done, but option D cannot be. Option D is much more clear than option C. I would say in that way. D.
No, if you see the tone, what will you do? When will I start the transition? I will start the transition when you complete all the component transitions.
Okay, Ibrahim, as a what is your opinion?
No, my opinion is like because the keyword says the now you are in the closure phase, which means the approval we already got to come to the because as you said, each stage we need an approval before moving to a new stage, right? Now we are in the closure phase, which means we have a steering committee approval. That is one.
No. Page number 97, very clear. When they say program closure, there are 2 points here. One is the program transition, which is different from the component transition.
Yes.
The other is the actual program closure.
Yes.
So when I enter this program closure phase, first thing is that you will try to do the program transition. As a program, now you would have done single projects iteratively to the concerned beneficiary. Now you are transitioning the entire program. While you are transitioning for the entire program, you will first again get the clearance from the PSC. The PSC will check whether all components are already transitioned or not. Page number 97 clearly says that, and that's what even in the justification. Now, when the PSC clears that all components are transitioned, they will check whether to transition is there a separate program. If there is a separate program, then they will do that activities. If it is not a separate program, if all the components are met or all the components are transitioned, they will go ahead and do the transition activity. Again, once the transition activity is completed, program manager has to report to PSC to check for whether I can go ahead and do the closeout activity. So there are 2 PSC activities inside this program closure. It's not a blanket approval from the PSC. That's what I'm trying to say.
Rajan, your all complete understanding as per the sequence is all clear. But the only thing that even in the explanation he has written, you see, option D is wrong because all components are already transitioned during the delivery phase. Okay, and same applies for option number A. Close all components and their contracts. We cannot close the components when I am in the program closure phase. Okay, so the first principal thing is that the complete life cycle of the component will be must finish in the program delivery phase prior I go to the closure phase. This is the basic thing to understand here. The other options we discuss later on. Okay.
Yeah.
But the first principal thing that we must understand, don't get confused with the transition activity or closure activity or any other thing. We're talking about 3 broad phases of the program, which is program definition phase, program delivery phase, program closure phase. In the program delivery phase, I can only talk about the components only in the program delivery phase. Okay, starting from the initiation of the component, planning, execution, transition, closure, whatever is the philosophy, whatever is the complete life cycle of the component, I can only talk in the program delivery phase, not in the closure phase, not in the definition phase. Is it clear?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, whatever is written about the transition, about the delivery word, about closure word is a second step. First step, as I tell you, is to identify in which phase I am working in. Okay. In this question, I am working in the program closure phase. So, in the program closure phase, whatever I have to do cannot be done at the component level. This is 100% clear. So, from that perspective, if I only read this line, now you are in the closure phase and all program now you are in the closure phase, full stop. This gives you clear cut idea that I cannot play anything in the component level. Then I look into the options, close all components and the contrast not possible because I cannot close the components in the closure phase. Transfer the program immediately to the customer since they are happy, because this is not a logical answer. With I have to follow the proper sequence of the transferring and closure the things. Okay. Option number C, present the final performance report. Okay, it's not clear, question mark. Option number D, complete the transition of all program components, not possible because I cannot talk about the components in the closure phase. This is how I read this question and how I eliminate the options.
Right.
Ibrahim, how you read the question?
No, yeah, I mean, exactly like how did you mention something similar?
Okay, so Rajan, your understanding, your concepts, and your detailed orientation is 100% clear, and I agree with it.
My only point here, what will you do to transition? That means when am I going to start that transition? To start the transition, what should I do? Do we all agree with that?
Yes, I will.
Okay.
Yeah, I agree with that. I fully agree with that. But the concept in all the questions, specifically when they will be giving you the indication about the program lifecycle domain, chapter 7 and chapter 8, and I told you that this is 50% of the exam, and a lot of, in every question he will give you the concept of program lifecycle. This you have to keep in mind. Okay, for that perspective, apart from doing the detailed activity in the phase, first target in reading the question is to lock in which phase I am working in. That is the first step. And then we see, okay, if I am in the program delivery closure phase, I cannot talk about component. If I am in the program delivery phase, I can only talk about the component. This is how you have to fix your mind for that particular question. Okay, then once you are locked into that phase, and then you go to the next step. Okay, now in the program closure phase, I have program transition and program closure activity. Now I have to see what I have to do, what is the best option in this regard. This is how you have to approach the questions.
Yeah.
Okay, it's clear. Any other question?
I think yesterday, first day I gave another question.
Yeah, I gave this one.
Yes, another thing. Maybe okay. Give me a second to do this. The operational department disagreed to receive the production line. Now, since the department is not ready and staff is untrained to support the new production, what should you do? What should have been done first to prevent the problem? You are a program manager of a new product of your organization. Program is near completion and will start the transition to operation soon. The operation manager informed you that the operations department failed. So the context is the operations department is unaware of what the changes. So they are not ready to take this year. So identified the operations manager in the program stakeholder register, quite a possible thing.
Yes.
Review the transition steps in the communication plan. You will not have transition steps in the communication plan, so rule out. Meet the PMO and the governance board to develop appropriate training to operational area. Governance board and PMO are not related to this, so I will rule out. Develop a transition plan during planning phase for the impacted operational area. My only contention is you don't develop transition plan in the planning phase.
From that perspective, here just consider planning phase is a general word. He's not talking about the program planning subphase. And secondly, whenever we are talking about the plan, it can be made in any planning phase.
No, but transition plan is happening only during the benefits transition, typically during your delivery, program delivery.
Yes, you are right in the program delivery phase, but as a broad, or what other option we can have? Option A.
I may miss the operational manager in the stakeholder register.
Yeah, but this is the probability is very less.
No, if I have missed it, if I have taken him in the stakeholder register, then I would have got his concerns. Then I would have created a transition plan along with it.
You see, Even if he was identified and the plan was not there, again you will have this problem. So this A and D is ambiguous. A and D is ambiguous. But in this case here, the only thing we have to see is that which is more probable to happen, because when we are talking about the plan, only you cannot rule out the transition plan because it's not in the planning phase. Planning phase here is just a general word. The plan should be there, and then you go to the operation step. Okay. The other is clear. I gave you this answer. This was clear. About the business case, I said there's a interface between the organizational level things.
One second. Approvals from the program steering committee has been obtained. What will you do next? An organization is releasing a new technology. The program manager has received the program objectives and developed a program roadmap which contains four projects. Approval from the programs committee has been obtained. Okay, that means what program objectives means program charter, and the program roadmap is approved. Program, what will you do next? Okay, you are saying that program objective means it is actually the initial thing. So
yes,
it will be create a business. It's the initial phase.
First step,
planning.
Because yes, goals, objectives are not part of our program, but we receive it, and then the first step we have to make is the program business case. And here it is basically the program initial roadmap or high level roadmap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Good. So I think it was a very good call. We discussed a lot of things. So once again, I would like to emphasize on the important thing of the program life cycle. We have to just very much focus on the question in which phase we are operating. Then your 50% question is getting clear. Okay, so just go through it again, revise it, definition phase, delivery phase, and closure phase, and then it will be very easy for understanding. Okay.
So, Samiji, once these mocks are done, like three times ideally need to attend, right? With now not with the sequence, but it's a mixture.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 3 times we have to go through, correct? Three times need to attend.
No, I will send you the personalized messages. We have to do totally 6 to 7 times, but in which sequence, once you are done with second attempt, then the third attempt, then I will tell you one more thing to do. Then we continue with 4, 5, 6 attempts. I will tell you how to do it. Nothing, no problem. You both are on the right path.
So now only mocks. No need to study any other things.
No,
right?
no mocks, no videos, no nothing. Only I will tell you one more thing what we have to do after your third attempt.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Clear. Thank you very much for the call, and then we stay in contact.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.